In the blue corner, Luke Donald. And in the LIV corner, Henrik Iceman Stenson. The two golfers have been in headlines with issues concerning the Ryder Cup captaincy and the LIV Golf Tour. Having joined LIV, Stenson had to drop his Ryder Cup captaincy for Rome in 2023 due to the conflict of interest between the DP World Tour and LIV. If things couldn't have been made more awkward between the two of them, Stenson and Donald ended up actually being paired together in the third round of the Hero Dubai Desert Classic. Although it was not feisty between the two of them, it took its toll on Luke, as he eventually went on to shoot a +2 that day. Clearly put off by the environment he was in and missing the cut. Meanwhile, Stenson managed to just about scrape his way over the cut line to play all 4 days of the event, where he actually went all out and shot 64 on the final day to shoot up the leaderboard and reach 8th place. Stenson, after the game, smirked in a jester manner, saying, "The only thing I would say is that I was surprised I wasn't announced as the former captain." Tyrrell Hatton added to the funny side of things by simply tweeting, "If the Ryder Cup is mentioned in my group tomorrow," following a gif of Homer Simpson falling back into a bush to hide. Handshakes were exchanged between Henrik and Luke at the end of the round despite the history, and Donald even added that the press were making it a storm in a teacup. Things are still hot between PGA and DP World Tour traditionalists and LIV players, Rory McIlroy even having a tee-peg flicked at him by Patrick Reed on the driving range. Rory added to the drama, saying that although he didn't feel the tee-peg land on him, had it been the roles reversed, Patrick would have likely put a lawsuit against him. Rory managed to beat Patrick by sinking a final birdie putt on 18, which made things feel so much sweeter for all golf traditionalists or just general haters of Reed, given his nature and history of cheating. Which didn't, by the way, stop Reed again, reportedly doing it that week. A further video will be coming out soon in greater detail for this, and will be tagged at the end of the video. So, meanwhile, back to the Ryder Cup. Who would have made the better Ryder Cup captain? And where do both of them stand in the Ryder Cup and LIV Tour dispute? Did you know Luke Donald is one of only 2 golfers to become world number 1 without winning a major? A top 3 finish in the Masters 2005 and tied 5th in the 2009 and 2012 Open Championship certainly meant Luke was in contention in past majors. Accumulating 17 professional wins, Donald began playing golf as a youngster and attributes his ability to win golf events to his college experience in the United States. Despite early promises of success, Donald's finest years were from 2011 to 2012. He won the PGA and European Tour money lists, moving him to the top of the world rankings. From May 2011 until August 2012, he shared the number 1 ranking with Rory McIlroy until the Northern Irishman took the lead. His golfing accomplishments have earned him an MBE as well as a PGA Tour net worth of $40 million. The entrepreneur also has his own wine collection. Strange how he has never won a major tournament and only appears to have had 2 good years, but his 17 professional triumphs are more than most pros dream of. Henrik Stenson is on the other side of this matchup. Henrik Stenson is a Swedish professional golfer who also began golfing at an early age with his first golf lesson at the age of 13. Stenson made his professional debut in 1998 and won the Benson & Hedges International Open in 2001. He certainly got off to a fast start in his career, rising up to the top 20 of the official World Golf Ranking in 2006, and the top 10 in 2007. He was at his best in 2016, winning the BMW International Open, the Open Championship, being the first male Swedish and Nordic to win a major, the Ryder Cup 2016, and the Race to Dubai for the second time. Expectedly, he was named Golfer of the Year both in the European and Swedish Tour. The drama began in 2022, when Stenson was informed that he would captain the European team for the 2023 Ryder Cup. But he defected from the PGA 4 months later and signed with LIV Golf, losing his captaincy to none other than Sir Luke Donald. The Swedish Golf Association also dropped him after his LIV move, but the Iceman doesn't seem to mind. Stenson's 26 tournament wins, including one major, put him ahead of Luke in that category. Not to mention that Stenson was formerly world number 2. But the man with the MBE still has a point over Stenson in terms of profits in golf, with Stenson earning little more than $32 million. The defection. For months, the biggest story in pro golf has been around the LIV Golf Tour. The LIV Tour, sponsored by Saudi Arabia, offers bigger purses with easier player schedules, including 54-hole no-cut events, an offer too good to pass on. As expected, the PGA Tour has imposed restrictions and punishments for defectors, one of which is the loss of captaincy in any PGA Tour affiliated tournament. So when Stenson opted to join the LIV Tour in July 2022 for a deal of $40 to $50 million, his role as Europe's Ryder Cup captain was instantly taken away from him and given to Luke Donald. Some reports have even claimed that the captaincy loss was due to a clause in Stenson's contract with the Ryder Cup, which mentions the possible loss of the role if he supports or promotes any series, tour, or association not affiliated with the PGA Tour. Luke Donald was appointed captain in Stenson's place, whether by clause or sanction, and in an effort to demonstrate his commitment to his duty, the former threw the first blow. In an interview in July 2022, before it was announced that Donald would lead Europe next fall at Marco Simone Golf in Rome, the former world number 1 took shots at Stenson, saying, "If I got this captaincy, I'd keep my word and see it through. To put it another way, I'm not going to do a Henrik." He stated this after expressing both regret and surprise at Stenson's decision to commit to the post before breaking his promise and joining the LIV. Donald also said he had been approached by LIV to be a part of their team, but he quickly turned it down. He had attempted to become captain earlier this year before Stenson was announced, and given that he will be the first Englishman to captain the European squad at the Ryder Cup since Nick Faldo in 2008, it could have been adrenaline and joy speaking rather than his intent to come for Stenson. Stenson's response came only after he won his first LIV event at the LIV Golf Invitational Bedminster in July, when he said in his post-match interview that he played like a captain. Their records at the Ryder Cup. Given this clash originated because of the Ryder Cup, let's take a quick look at the respective records in the tournament. Donald has starred in 4 Ryder Cups. These appearances came in the 2004, 6, 10, and 2012 editions, and in all, the Englishman has never finished on a losing side, picking up 10.5 points from a possible 15, and a 70% success rate. Not bad at all. Easy to say, he's been one of Europe's most reliable performers at the Ryder Cup. And after playing under 4 different captains and being vice-captain twice, he'll be looking to make his mark as the European captain next year. On the other hand, Stenson has been in 5 Ryder Cups, 2006, 8, 2014, 16, and 18. His total points in the 5 tournaments are 11, and he's won only 3 times, 2006, 14, and 18. However, one of his career highlights remains when he was a rookie. Stenson made the winning putt just moments after, ironically, Luke Donald sank a putt to ensure Europe retained the trophy. He can be said to have done well in his Ryder Cup appearances, but he is a bit behind in comparison to Donald. Had Stenson not defected to LIV, captaining the European team at the 44th edition of Ryder Cup would have made him the first Swedish to do so. How do they compare in style of play? Stenson was possibly the most logical golfer during his time on the PGA Tour. Stenson frequently appears to be the calmest player on the course, the one with a slow resting heartbeat, the best in a tight situation. He moves with the sure economy of a skilled artist, a wonderfully smooth blend of strength and touch. He excels at assuming the delivery role early on. He virtually has the ability to change his mind about the shot he will hit 3/4 of the way through his downswing. He has a good golf swing, but the amount of compression he generates on the ball causes him to make a different noise when he strikes it. The unpredictability adds to the excitement of his game. On the other hand, Donald's game is smooth, consistent, and extremely effective. Donald's short game is flawless. It was the key reason he remained rated so high for so long. he was an expert on the greens and out of the bunkers. His ability to hit close came not only from the bunker, but also from chipping. He once stated that his most extensive advice for becoming a professional bunker player is to use the bounce of the sole of the club, and that in order to use the bounce, a proper setup is required. Putting the ball forward in the stance, moving the shaft rearward to expose the bounce, and maintaining a loft on the club face throughout. The verdict. Now, with all these details at your fingertips, surely you can decide who you think would make the better Ryder Cup captain. Stenson has more Ryder Cup experience, but Donald possesses something more valuable: a winning culture and mentality, having been on the winning side of more Ryder Cups with fewer appearances. And while Stenson has stated in an interview that he is disappointed that he will not be able to captain Team Europe due to the LIV, he's done a lot of harm to the faith that his teammates will have in him. Even if he could return to the fold, there would be too much drama behind it. Donald, on the other hand, will have the faith of his team since they know he had the opportunity to defect, but did not. In a team event like the Ryder Cup, trust is very important. Our verdict is this: Luke Donald would be the better captain for Team Europe at the 2023 Ryder Cup.